In our last video about XNConvert, we saw how you can set up this particular software and how to use it and how it's better than Photoshop in a lot of ways. And today we're going to see how you can set up hot folders so that you don't need to do the setup again and again when you're working with images that require similar kinds of edits. If in case you've not watched the original video, you can find it in the link given in the description, or you can go to the iCards and click the video over there to see the original video. Let's say you're working on images and you're not sure till what time you're going to edit the images, and there are a lot of images that you're copying from one folder to another folder. Let's say something like this. I have this raw images folder and there are multiple images over there, and I'm sure that there are more images that will come and need to be edited. So one way to do it is that you need to go to XNConvert and add actions over here, and every time you put them here in input and then press the convert button. But this is quite a tedious process. So what you can actually do is that you can define hot folders. Now what actually are hot folders? Hot folders are input folders which will work with a particular preset. So basically, instead of adding new input files every time, XNConvert will keep a watch on that hot folder, and every time new files are added over there, it'll just go ahead and start editing those files without you having to actually go back to XNConvert to start the edit process. Very interesting and handy, isn't it? So let's see one example. Let's say I've got a batch conversion task in which I want to make all the images grayscale and then convert to a size of 1920 by 1080 without actually maintaining the aspect ratio. For that, I'll go to the Actions tab, Add Action, Adjust, HLS, and Saturation, I'll take it to -100. And the other task that I want to do in this sequence is that I want to make it to a size of 1920 and 1080. Add Action, Transform, Resize. First of all, I will remove the Lock Aspect Ratio check button. Width I'll take as 1920 and height as 1080. So I have these two commands ready with me, and I can now save this preset. So for that, I'll just press the save button and let me just save this preset. I'll call this as batch 1 and I'll save it, let's say, in downloads. Now, every time I want to perform these actions, I'll go to presets, I'll load the preset from here, batch 1, and open. Once you go over here in the Actions tab, you'll see that both my presets have been loaded. Now that I have created the preset for my batch, the next thing I want to do is that I want to set the watch folders or the hot folders. First, I'll go to my folders. Here you can see I have just created a hot folder, and within it I have created two folders. One is the final images and one is the raw images. Now every time I want to edit certain images, I'll have to paste the images over here. So once I have set raw images as my hot folder, I'll just need to copy raw images in this folder, and every time I do it, the editing starts and I'll get the final images in the final images folder. Let's see how we can set the hot folders. I'll go back to XNConvert. Now I have already set the preset over here. First of all, I'll need to go to the input files and set the hot folder. From here, I'll add the hot folder, which is your raw images, like this. Open and okay. I'll just check hot folders over here, and then I'll go to output, and here I'll select the output folder, which in my case is the final images. The file name I want is filename_modified, and we're all set. We have our input, which is the hot folders, actions, which we have already loaded using our presets, and outputs we have set over here. Now, if I go to the folders, I'll take, let's say, a sample of around 20 images, and I put them into the raw images like this. If I go to the final images, you can see that already the editing has started. See, all the images have been modified, and they have been set to the required dimensions, and all of them are grayscale as well. Now let's say I take all the remaining images from here and I put them in the raw images folder. My editing would start over here, and slowly all the images will start appearing in the final images folder. You can even open up XNConvert and see how the processing is happening right now in the background. So friends, you can see how brilliant XNConvert hot folders are. They are very useful when you have bulk images to convert. They're very useful when you have a lot of repetitive tasks. You can create multiple presets, save them at one place, and then use them as and when you want. So we have learned about two things today. One is how to save the preset and reuse old presets multiple times. And the second is how to set up watch folders in XNConvert. I hope this video was helpful. If you really found help from this video, make sure to like the video. And if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.